I'm not gonna lie, I have been like on a date with this guy and I had met him online. He was so charismatic online. It was like ridiculous. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, the
like,
Riz.
Just wasn't as charismatic as he was. He didn't make much eye contact, which is fine. Like I understand if he's shy, but like he was going all like, oh, when I see you,
I'm gonna rock your world.
Layla.
I'm Max.
Jordan.
Joshua.
Well, anyways, I'm Ivan.
I'm Tariq.
This is Papa Squat podcast. We've seen you guys chilling over there, waiting for your friend who just arrived. So thank you for waiting so long for us. We really appreciate it. All good. And what is your name?
Layla.
I'm Max.
Max.
Nice to meet
Layla
you
and
guys.
Max. Nice to meet you, man. So yeah, today we're talking about dating apps. What is your opinion on dating apps? Do you think they're good for society, bad for society?
I think that they just like they came about because of the whole like technological, I don't know, advancement. Yeah. And like it's just like a way of combating loneliness when everyone's just using their devices so often, you know. And in that regard, like it's actually pretty helpful. Like I'm sure a lot of people have met their matches and met people who are like interesting and have similar interests. But at the same time, I think that it just takes the romance out of real meetings.
Yeah.
You know, like there is no calling to like to have or just like ask a girl on a date and like just show up at that time. Instead, you like, you know, kind of do this thing where it's like, so like
There's a
what's
back
your
and
Snapchat?
forth.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, like it's just ew. It's gross, you know.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that like they can be useful in seeking connection and finding people when you feel like you want to, but ultimately, I think that dating apps are kind of temporary.
Yeah.
You can't really get that connection and intimacy that you get from like I don't know, meeting someone through a friend or meeting someone through
Organically.
Organically.
Yeah.
And it feels kind of artificial and kind of forced.
Yeah.
And
I reckon by like date 3, date 4, you kind of forget about how you met. It's just about that person, right?
that's true. That is true. But
I agree.
I think that a lot of what makes a relationship special is like,
You don't necessarily need to find somebody with your exact interests to have a good relationship. I think,
it's not about like looking for someone because you guys have something in common and you guys match necessarily.
Sometimes it's about the journey of meeting them in the first place,
Exactly.
which can. So are you guys all good friends here
Yeah.
today? How did you guys meet, if I can ask?
school.
Yeah.
School, right, okay. very cool.
Snapchat?
Yeah.
No. But I do have like a very close friend that I met online.
Oh, really?
And yes.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about that is that I lived in a different country when I like first like met her, and now I live here, and she lives here too, and she lives in Sydney.
Right.
So it's kind of crazy because we got to meet for the first time.
Yeah.
And that was pretty insane. Like I would definitely say that it has helped me a lot. You know, like I have loved meeting online friends and then like actually, you know, meeting them. You know, that's crazy. But
Did you grow up in the Middle East?
yeah, I did. How'd you know?
That's a good guess.
It's a very good guess.
I don't know why. I just had this feeling because of your accent. It's American, right? But you sound like, just based off your stories, maybe like UAE or something like this, or
Oh my
yeah,
god!
Wow.
What? That was such a good guess. Yeah.
in Sherlock Holmes over here.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So I was gonna say, like, do you think there's a disparity between men and women and how their experiences on dating apps? Do you think some have it easier than others? Or?
Oh well, yeah. Like,
Yeah.
are you joking? Like if you're conventionally attractive, if you like, you know, have the dog in the picture and like, you know,
Not the fish, right?
There's
not the
tricks,
fish. Not the fish. Yeah, there is like, oh, like his name is Nathaniel or something. I don't know, like sorry.
What's wrong with that?
That was a terrible.
Yo.
It's a terrible dog name. Like,
oh.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just really easy. Like you can completely formulate something online that will draw in like people to be more interested in you. And I think that's just like, it's so ingenuine. Like it's just,
You can't do that in real life, right? And
No,
it
you
kind of,
can't.
it almost forces you to.
If you're a good actor, you could, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess that is true, but like I mean, if we forget dating apps and we just look at social media in general, people always portray themselves, even if it's truthful. It can always be to like their very, very best standard. And the reality is, people don't always look like that. People don't always talk like that. Yeah. And I think dating apps is much the same. But overall, is that just something that we have to get used to in a social media world?
It can be something that you can get used to, but I think that like, especially if you're looking for like a serious relationship or something that's gonna last, a lot of what makes that is honesty and truthfulness, just like straight off the bat as well. And like, even if you're not trying to like catfish or do anything like that, a lot of what makes social media and dating apps what they are is the kind of disingenuous
It's a college word.
Of like, you know, writing a bio about yourself, putting photos up that, you know, aren't exactly what it's like in real life or what you look like or who you are.
I reckon I'm like louder in real life. Like I'll just be like, oh, like, no.
Oh, you're talking about online? Online, you're very quiet.
Online, I'm like,
she's not doing all caps online.
In life, yeah. Especially like initially, like I definitely dial it back a little. But like I think I have, like once I meet someone and I really start to like someone, I like, you know, boom, you know, this is me. Yeah. And like I feel like, you know, how do we make that better? I have no idea how we make that better.
How do we manage that online? Yeah, to be a little bit more natural. Yeah.
Well, dating apps is all about making the first meetup, right? It's not about talking online for ages. It's not a long distance relationship. It's about.
I think it depends. I mean, when you guys think, okay, sorry, are you guys both single or in? Okay, so.
I'm not. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so would you, I guess, well, maybe it doesn't apply as much to you, but if you're imagining your dream partner, would you mind if you met them on a dating app, or is like the ultimate cherry on top, you do meet them in person and you have that romantic initial story? Like,
yeah, it's like, you know, when people ask you if you met on a date, it's like, where did you guys meet? It's like, Hinge, Hinge. Or do you just say the location of your first date? Oh, we met at ice cream store.
Okay, that's actually, I think that's pretty sweet, but it's kind of encouraging people to like not really go out there and like look around and think like, oh, like that person, you know, I think it's very face value as well. Like just back to attraction, like it's just completely like people like usually the first move, like if a guy makes a first move on a dating app, it's like, oh, like you look so hot in this picture. Like that's literally like how it starts. And like there are like prompts sometimes and shit like that, but like it's not.
Yeah, to add on to that, I feel like a lot of like dating apps and stuff like that are built solely on just physical attraction and like how you feel about someone just based on their profile, and then you might not respond to their message or
partly up to you though how you display yourself.
That is true, but
but everybody's going to go for the well, majority of people are going to go
we're like monkeys anyways.
But in like, you know, if you were to meet organically, as you were saying before, like through friends or like at a bar or something like that, I feel like it's a lot more just like based on who that person is, rather than just just solely what they look like.
You guys touched on a good point. Do you think that society has changed in the way that we maybe approach other strangers because we know dating apps exist? We're like, you know, maybe I won't approach this person. I think they're cute, I think they're cool, but
if I swipe enough on Tinder, I'll find them eventually.
Yeah, if I keep going, open up that radius.
I mean, I'm not speaking from years of experience. Like I'm not gonna say like, oh, this is how it is, like back in my day. Like I'm not old enough to be doing that.
Oh, you're not?
When I was 7.
Yeah, exactly. When I was 7, like this is how it was.
I used to get approached all the time.
Yeah. Oh.
That was weird. I was like, from other 7-year-olds. Okay.
Okay. No, I was an ugly kid, but okay. No, but like for example, like how my parents met was just so much more natural. Yeah, right. Like my father approached my mom because he was like, "Damn, like she's cute," but like he didn't.
If you did that on an app, you're a scumbag. You know?
Okay, but like he didn't put it.
But
like
he didn't say that to her. That's
exactly.
not what he
said.
Like,
Yo, you know, like he approached her and then he put in the time, like he got her flowers, and you know, like long burn, slow burn, or whatever, and like I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my god, is this what I get instead? Like I get this guy on like a dating app instead, like when I'm like interested, and it's just like he's going like, oh, you look kind of cute, or like, oh,
send you a digital balloon.
yeah, and if you like, yeah, what the fuck is that?
Digital flowers.
No, that's terrible. Like I, it's just, it takes it out of it. I don't know. Sorry.
It takes the genuine kind of nature of that courtship, but maybe we have to. That's something that we have to let go of, and
I think
as society changes.
I actually
kinda
think it's a
interested.
basic human need. I think that spark, that like initial excitement, is so important to. It's almost like a instinctual indicator that, hey, I like this person, because you get that feeling inside, right? And I think if you get so used to the fact that you just hit with these messages, like the way you're describing, and sure, like maybe one guy you're attracted to or a few of them, and you go on a date with them, and then maybe like from there you could start to develop it. But I think that small moment when you first meet and you have that first conversation, I think it's special. I think
You
it's
can have that after talked on a dating app for 2 days. You can have that first moment, and it's special. It can happen. Like I've seen girls on dating apps where I'm like, holy fuck, I need to meet this person. I'm like, I want to marry you. I want to like.
I definitely understand your point of view as well, though. I like that old school, like.
It's better for sure.
Yeah.
I just think it's really not the same. And like, I think that the way that you act online is just completely different to how you are in real life as well.
I don't know how to talk online.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how to speak online.
And like the opposite is true as well. Like I've made I've talked to a bunch of people on Instagram through like mutual friends or whatever, and then when I talk to them in person, it's just kind of like a bit awkward and not the same.
Yeah.
And I feel like that same thing happens all the time on dating apps, and that can just it's like two completely different worlds.
You're not the type of guy to say lol in real life, right?
No, absolutely not. But like, imagine if you were texting a person on a dating app who you felt like you had a connection with, and then on the first date they said lol in real life. That would be it. Yeah.
Insta-sack.
I'm not gonna lie. I have been like on a date with this guy, and I had met him online, and like there was just like he was so charismatic online. It was like ridiculous. I was like, oh my god.
He had the
like,
Riz.
Yeah, sure.
Are we too old to be saying that now?
I'm gonna actually ask that question, but he just wasn't as charismatic as he was, and like it just didn't seem like he didn't make much eye contact, and he didn't like, which is fine. Like I understand if he's shy, but like he was going all like oh, when I see you,
I'm
and
gonna rock your world.
and
And then he sees you and he's doing
like,
the.
No, not even. He's like.
See, I think that's a result of always putting yourself out there online and never putting yourself out there in person. You're ultimately going to get like that. And I think
you're comparing. It's like that. You're always comparing what they were online to what they are in real life. Whereas if you just met them in real life, there's no comparison. It's just who they are.
if your parents met each other online first and then met each other in real life, you might not exist. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Dad would have been,
exactly.
oh, hey.
Yeah.
No, my mom was like definitely like a little iffy about my dad initially. Like
Oh,
she was
right,
like,
right.
Every girl is.
Yeah, I mean, like, not me. But, yeah, no, I'm like, anyways, but like, yeah,
Plus romantic.
yeah, a little.
All right,
But
cool.
yeah. Is
Any closing thoughts from you guys, or
Dating apps, yes, no, should we get rid of them?
I feel like they're useful, but like shouldn't be what you rely on.
heed with caution, but overall useful?
Yeah, and make sure to put yourself out there.
Maybe I should try one of those. There are
Like coming on podcasts.
There are sexy singles in your area, like 10 kilometers. I should click on one of those. Maybe that's the next frontier.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I saw this thing and it was like, oh, you should really try and break down your fear of strangers.
Yeah,
And I feel like I've been trying to like do that a lot more recently. Like yesterday I talked to like this grandpa and he was really, really nice. You know, like he was
For the
he was
most
really
part,
sweet.
all people are nice,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And
Talking to 2 grandpas today.
if you want to have that same Riz in real life, like you have to be able to interact with a stranger. Like so if you want to go on a dating app, I would say that you need to be able to talk to a stranger. Like
Imagine calling conversational ability Riz. Anyways, that's another point.
Okay, all right. But yeah, all right. It was really cool.
Thanks
Thanks for
guys.
joining us. Appreciate you.
Really appreciate it. Sorry we kept you waiting
Thank
for a
you.
little while, but enjoy your night.
All right,
Bye
see you
guys. See ya.
Woo!
recording, right?
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Well, we rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling.
Awesome. Pop Up Scott podcast. I'm Tariq.
This is Ivan.
And what was your name, brother?
Joshua.
Okay, nice to meet you, Joshua. So,
Finally, an easy name. All right.
well, we just finished up our previous interview, and you saw the sign. So, today's dating apps. Could I ask, what about dating apps or the topic today made you think, you know what, I want to be on the interview as well?
Well, I have some experience being on dating apps, and I always I've seen on YouTube these 2-minute interviews. So I thought, yeah, fuck it, why not just come through and just.
What do you think
give
about
it a
dating apps, bro? What are your initial thoughts? Good, bad?
Yeah, really good, really good. I just think that it's always better to meet someone in person, though. I think my favorite dating app in the past has been Hinge.
Oh.
Tinder has always just been like sort of a whore slut fest sort of situation.
That's bad?
And not necessarily, I
Depends
guess.
what you want, right?
Depending on what you want, yeah.
So you
Currently off the apps right now?
Yeah, you
or
said
you're still-
previously.
Currently off the apps, but...
Are you with someone or?
Yeah.
Or successful from the app, dating app, or?
No, actually not, because I had because I feel like when you're on the apps, you really have to try to force conversation.
Yeah.
I think if you send like voice notes and things like that, it's a little bit easier. But just texting back and forth is such a.
Voice
How was your
notes,
day?
That's good.
It's always been like for me whenever I meet someone, it's at a party or a social event, and the person I'm seeing now I met at a party. So
Ooh.
yeah,
Yeah, the old-fashioned way.
And was that person, did they talk about how they were on dating apps as well, or like shared experience?
No, I don't think they were really on dating apps like that either. Yeah, yeah.
So do you think that for society, dating apps are a good thing? Do you think they've negatively affected society? Or?
I think that they're not that great really, because they benefit of us staying single.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And
'Cause they want you to
have
keep using the app,
adverts
right?
And
Yeah.
things like that. So I don't think they're really trying or getting us to find long-term, strong and deep relationships. Because again, it's just like another social network thing.
Yeah.
They benefit of you getting,
Downloading
a
and
new
using it, right?
notification and just
Yeah.
like swiping and getting a new match and just not meeting anyone and not having any deep connection with anyone. So
Do you feel like your psychology changed when you started using these apps?
I think my psychology's been a bit skewed since I was a teenager. And
general.
just recently I'm starting to see things differently. I think I was a bit of a horn dog earlier, and now I'm just
I love that word.
I'm becoming more mature.
More
I think.
monk-like.
Yeah.
You
Did
meditate
you
and
ever,
shit.
sorry, while you were on the apps, did you actually like see someone like properly? Like, were you dating someone just through that? Like, how did you find that?
I did, but it'd be only for like a few months.
Right.
So nothing too serious.
And how long have you been with your current partner?
We're just nearly a year now.
Dude, stats don't lie, baby.
It's still,
It works.
still pretty early, but Sorry, I'm just getting a call as well. Oh no.
So, like, one of the things we were talking about on the previous interview is like that initial phase can sometimes feel really different. So, like, for example, meeting at a party, you probably had that spark straight away. How would you compare that to, like, let's say the dating first few months?
After. Yeah.
It's okay. You can't compare. I mean, you can meet someone on a dating app and just be like, yeah, fuck it, I'm free tomorrow, let's meet up. And then you guys can have an awesome date. But I think it's just like a lot more.
Date.
Date.
Date, right. But yeah, I've just heard so many horrible experiences through dating apps. So yeah, opposed to meeting someone in person and getting a genuine vibe of their energy.
Did you ever use the dating app Hinge?
Sorry?
Did you ever use the dating app Hinge?
Yeah.
What did you think of some of the prompts and some of the responses that you
Man,
said?
that stuff is all just like, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Do you remember your prompts?
Silly as hell.
Yeah.
Come on, give us one. I know you remember one.
It's something about me dancing, because I'm a dancer, so I just try to show off some stuff that I like to do, but that's
Or you
about
do like
it.
hip hop dance or?
Let's dance in your bedroom with the lights off, eh?
Yeah, I do like some crump. I don't know if you guys crump. And then I like to do a lot of African street dances and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
You can move your legs.
Yeah, do all the footwork.
No,
that's
it's
it.
all about footwork.
Yeah,
I
that's
know
it.
my shit. I know my
Yeah,
shit. Yeah,
you know, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah, that's really cool. Oh, but yeah, I remember like when using it, some of the most cringy ones. Like, I'll fall for you if. What do you say? What do you say? You trip me. Yeah.
Man,
And all the shit like this is so cringe.
And I remember swapping Hinge accounts with some other girls, and then just seeing all of the guys' Hinge accounts just being like them at the gym, them with their dog,
With the fish.
them with the fish. That's the next one I'm gonna say.
No one's
So
crumping
it's
on
just
these apps. That's why.
Did you have photos of you like dancing, break dancing? I don't know what this was.
I did
Not
have
breakdancing,
a
bro.
video because I thought that would like make me stand out a little bit more, so
Yeah.
opposed to me with the fish or whatever.
You know, you got kind of like you got to see on the other side how the other side feels and experiences the apps. You saw females.
Yeah, yeah,
Was it just like thousands of dudes?
It was
What's
just
it like?
yeah, there's so many guys in the
Fuck!
DMs. It's just like,
Fuck!
dude. And when I was on it, I just remember being like, please, someone message me. That would be nice.
What's up?
No. Imagine roles were reversed. Imagine that is your account, and you had hundreds and hundreds of girls. How would you genuinely react to that? Are you gonna sift through it, like find like
You're
maybe
like,
the
I am
girl
a
you
god.
think is coolest, or like how would you? What are you gonna do?
Oh man, I don't know.
Because surely it's overwhelming for the girls that are on the apps as well, right?
For sure. I think maybe we just end up missing so many of the good ones, and just maybe end up trying to connect with people that are just look more attractive than all the other ones, opposed to like if you have a genuine connection.
Attractiveness is part of it. It's part of the
It
formula,
is.
but it's not.
Yeah.
But maybe these apps
At the
skew them a little bit,
beginning,
right?
Yeah.
The medium, I think it's due to like we can't really get to know the person through an app. It's always better to just meet them. So, sort of roll of the dice, I reckon.
Bit of
Yeah.
roll of the dice.
All right. Last question. Overall, dating apps, good or bad for society?
They're good. They're good. They're good.
What are some?
They've been good to him.
What are some of the pros? Let's touch on some of the pros. Do you think for society, like some of the goods?
Negatives.
Bro, I said pros, bro.
Oh,
I said
sorry,
pros.
pros. Sorry, pros. Pros is just meeting other people you wouldn't usually meet outside of your social circle. So it's a great thing because, like, you know, Instagram, Facebook, you're in your little bubble.
Yeah.
But at least with dating apps, you get people from.
It's like the explore page.
Yeah.
People who don't do breakdancing.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you think society has changed in such a way where, like, because we know dating apps exist, we stop approaching people because we're like, I would just go on the app instead. Or
Oh yeah, definitely.
a bit scared to make that connection.
Definitely. I think when I was single, I was always the type of person to go and approach someone.
Damn.
But I think it's
It's
maybe
a dance of
easier to
confidence,
just
man.
be like,
It's a dying art.
It's apparently.
So can you teach us the ways of the Riz, bro? Like, what do we got to do?
One day.
What do we have to say? What's the magic? What's the magic words,
just
man?
Go up and say,
Hey.
Yeah, just say, hey, what's up?
Do you like crumping? I'm the perfect guy for you, man.
Yeah, right. Just, I walked past you. I thought you looked beautiful, so I thought I'd come and say hi to
Oh,
you.
I like that.
I thought you look beautiful. Just keep it simple.
That's nice.
Yeah.
All
Dude,
right.
I heard crumping is huge in New Zealand.
Yeah, apparently it is. Yeah, a lot of people were telling me about that. So
Even Israel Adesanya, the fighter.
Yeah,
he's
he's
into
a dope
it, man.
crumper.
He's actually pretty good, right? I've seen some videos. Yeah.
Yeah, he's actually dope, man. That guy's super talented.
Where can you see people crump in Sydney?
In Sydney, all over the place. Some
People do like shows or they do like battles.
Oh yeah. So you can follow me on my Instagram.
I will.
Get some more information. So it's JJ _XYZ. But yeah,
JJ_XYZ.
at the you can see people crump at the ICC, which is
And the
just-
mirrors, yeah.
Yep. And then around Blacktown, all over, man, all over.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd love to come see.
Yeah, for sure.
I gotta learn. All right, thanks for joining us today, bro.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Thanks so
Hey,
much.
Joshua. Appreciate you. man.
Alrighty. Have a
What are
good
you up to
evening, my
today?
man.
Actually, I'm going to do some dance practice now. I'm going to the ICC.
Oh, awesome, man.
So, yeah.
Hope it doesn't rain on you, man.
Hopefully not. Otherwise, it's fine.
You do like stomp the yard, you know?
Yeah,
In the rain.
Thanks, guys.
See you, bro.
Hey, what's your name, bro? What's your name?
My name's Ronan. Been around for 18 years. Just turned the other
Ronan,
month in
you said?
October. Yep.
You just turned 18.
Yeah.
So technically, your experience with
Sorry,
dating
sorry.
apps should be very minimal, right?
Oh, it is. 100%.
okay.
100%.
Have you used one before?
As a joke, though.
As a joke? Yeah.
Me
Ironically.
too,
yeah,
me
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was your experience as a joke?
We were on a group call at Amigo. We went over to
Amigo.
the American side.
Is that a dating app?
Oh, I
It's not a
mean,
dating app,
you
bro.
can use it around and you can see what you
Okay,
got.
yeah.
Another one was what was it?
I actually met my second wife on Amigo. You know?
Really, I met my 8th on there. There was another one called Uber. That's a pretty
Okay.
interesting dating app.
Uber, I think that's for
Sounds Chinese,
rideshare,
bro.
actually.
For what? Rideshare.
Uber.
That's Uber.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Uber is pretty much like this dating app for most Australians, and I don't know, I think from the eastern suburbs of Sydney, having a lot
Okay.
Oh, there's like a concentration of like where people use Uber.
Put in your area code and then it'll put
Mm.
other players
I
around.
got hoes in different area codes.
Right up in
Yeah.
Kamei, down in Bonnie, they go everywhere.
So do you think dating apps are a good thing for society, bad thing? What do you think?
They're a good thing, but it depends on how people use it, because it can come across in a lot of ways to date, but also just to find people and do bad stuff.
What's the right way to use it?
Well, obviously, respectfully, you need to come around and give what they give, but not give too much to the point where you just come across as a creep. That's a big
Okay.
influence like people who look at dating and they'd be like,
Yeah.
online dating's weird because it's so like normally creepy from a lot of stories that they hear.
We need to get all the creeps off. Just let them use Omegle, and then keep all the respectful people on the dating apps, right?
How can you tell the difference between a creep and a guy that just really cares a
can't.
lot? You know what I mean?
You need to be 100% open-minded, and you can only state the facts of what they are when they've obviously presented them, because you don't want to go and start assuming people about what they are and what they can be, because you probably what do you think that I'm coming from right now? Let's take a while.
I don't know. You look like a guy who's probably coming from
Eastern
UTS.
suburbs.
Oh, sorry.
He was on Uber.
Where you're from?
No, what I'm doing today.
Oh, what are you doing?
I would guess uni. Yeah.
Uni? No.
I'm starting my
Play-
15th
playing
tech
s-
company.
Playing sport.
Technically, I just came from my Defense Force fitness test, and
Oh, very good.
the hell out of it.
Dude, how many push-ups?
I was 45.
Light
The
work.
minimum was 15.
Yeah.
And then
Did you meet any cuties there, or is that
45
you
ain't
just
that
leave that to the
impressive.
dating apps?
in the same Uber. I gotta wait for that to
Wait
meet
for
all the
Uber to
cuties.
pop off? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
exactly. It'll come around. But what I'm getting with that is you can't read a book by its cover, and especially when it comes
Yeah.
down to online dating. So just to
Yeah.
full circle it.
So maybe it's like I think people try to put their best foot first on their profiles and
Exactly.
stuff like that, and it's not necessarily who they are.
Mm.
So I guess that's why you got to meet up and everything. But even on those first few dates, obviously you don't have too much experience in this world, but even on the first date or two, you're kind of posturing. It's kind of fake. You don't really
Yeah.
make that connection. Maybe
I mean, it depends who you meet. Some people just click, some don't.
some do, some
Kind of
don't.
Up to whatever happens at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a great outlook to have, and you got to give everybody a fair go, essentially, right?
Try to be altruistic.
But what happens if, let's say you've been doing this
Altruist.
dating game thing for a year, 2 years now,
Yeah.
and you've been on so many shitty dates where the convos were going great, but you meet them and then they just want to sleep with you, and they're really
Take the
rude.
dub-
They're
take the dub and move on, bro.
Exactly. So what do you say to that? So maybe people who have had multiple continuous bad experiences, so now they're very, what would be the word? Closed off from people.
Scarred.
Scarred. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there is a very big ocean out there and a lot of fish, but at the same time, there's a lot of pollution. So you got to find all the right ones. Treasure trove in the chest. You know what I mean?
ADF.
Exactly.
You ever
Future
seen
king.
that Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns he builds a thing where they can pull out all the trash from the
All the
ocean?
plastic. Yeah.
If only we had one of those. Take all
With a
those
hose.
guys, chuck them in Omegle, keep all the good people in
Yeah.
the apps. That'd be perfect.
I mean, there's nothing better to do it. You just got to go by what the Simpsons once said: "Fuck bitches, get money." I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
No, you're allowed to say that.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
think there's a disparity? Do you think there's a difference between the men experience and females experience on
Oh,
dating
totally.
apps?
For women, they get about. I don't want to do the statistics, but I can tell you now that it's a lot more sort of
Yeah.
responses from girls. For girls than guys.
Yeah.
Uh,
I heard that on the Australian Bureau of Statistics as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
They
know
measure
legal
that.
statistics.
Or the statistats.
Exactly. But
Yeah. So they definitely have a different experience. You think? Do you
This
think?
is-
They get all the choice.
But what are some of the
Infinite
negative
choice.
sides? Obviously, it's women have way more choice. They get way more people liking them. But what's the downside of being a woman on a dating app? You think? As a woman.
As a
yourself,
man.
yeah.
As a man, I mean, it all comes down to what I've heard. To statistically speaking, from my side of view, every woman that I know who's used these sites, they get 100 responses a day, as opposed to my guy who did it for a joke and he got like 1 in a week.
Yeah.
And
But
then
it can
my
be a bit
guy was,
overwhelming, right, to receive that much.
Well, you can be overwhelming. It can be overwhelming for you, but it depends on how you go about it. So, like, if you're considered a player, it shouldn't be that deep to you. But for someone who's trying it for the very first time, getting their foot out in the water, sorting through the pollution, trying to find that one bad fish,
yeah.
the baddie fish, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Mr. Burns fish.
Just
yeah.
the birds.
Three-eyed
Yeah,
fish.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's 7-eyed fish, that orange one. Yeah, yeah.
Unique.
All right, well, look, you come across to me as more of a gentleman. You're going to start putting yourself out there, just turned 18. You're
Been on the game since 14.
Oh shit! Back in the
Technically,
days
he just
when,
turned 18 though. He didn't say a lie. I mean,
I didn't say anything about like dating apps back then. 'Cause I don't do that. Yeah.
Okay, damn.
He's just been a player since 14.
At the school disco, bro. Pick up at the canteen.
But anyways, my question is, you're starting online, so you're chatting to the girl online. How do you be a gentleman? How do you show her that you're not one of these bad fish? What's your approach?
My approach, well, personally, I'd come across pretty like calm, polite, but at the same time kind of funny with it. I wouldn't tend to kind of overwhelm them with texts and bombard them, so I'd slide in a couple memes.
I could just say personally, I'm feeling the riz right now from emanating from you, man.
There's methods to it. Some go for like the memes, some go for straight to the point. And previous guest just found a mate.
It's a Superman chin, you know.
Exactly. But it all comes down to how you present yourself, and you draw out the crowd, and you draw out all the hooks, and the fish will bite eventually.
I think that's a good place to end it, bro.
There we go. Awesome. All right,
Thank you, man.
appreciate it, my man.
Good timing. Nice to meet you, man. Throw it out.
Yeah, like, hey, how was your day?
Oh, no. I can't do that one. You've been out the game too long, man.